We are coming up with products which actually consume less power.
Blue Earth Green, environmental friendly devices.
So they're actually promoting themselves as green data centers.
There's the flavor in this discussion at the moment that being green is a thing that's in. It's not something new for Nokia. Sort of stems back from the early 90s, but increasingly so there's expectations by the consumers as well as by media and other stakeholders that you need to give more visibility to what you are doing. And that's one of the reasons why we also need to talk about it.
Besides the big word, which is environment and green and being green right now, what's the actual structural plan regarding the environment for Nokia?
One of the main principles in our environmental work is that we don't do one-off things, but it needs to be a part of everything we are doing. We also believe that environmental responsibility and taking sustainability into account makes business sense.
What about creating like really sustainable mobiles? Is it possible to do it right now, or you think that your current products are pretty much sustainable?
It's a matter of how do you describe a sustainable product. The way we work is that we don't do one cool eco product only, but it has to be a part of everything we do. So it's an evolution.
In this one, 5630 Express Music, which we just launched last week, we have the power save mode. It actually senses how much light there is and adjusts the energy consumption.
The priority in the mobile device is to improve the energy efficiency of charging, which is the biggest energy consuming part of a mobile device.
Over the last decade, we have decreased the energy consumption of the chargers in the so-called no-load mode, when the charger is plugged in but you're not actually charging, by 90% in the best-in-class chargers.
It's a standby energy, actually, is the one that is the most important, because typically people would leave the charger plugged into the wall, even if the battery is full, if you are not charging the phone at all, and it's a huge waste of energy. I think there's some research out there that estimates that within your own homes, about 5 to 10% of your total electricity use is wasted because of standby energy.
Should you forget to unplug the chargers, what we have actually done is to add the charger reminders in the devices. So when your battery is fully charged, Nokia devices will inform you to unplug the charger.
At the 1 billion Nokia users and standby energy, if every single person would remember to plug off their phone from the wall, that would provide enough energy for 100,000 houses in Europe.
Well, Nokia is the biggest European company in the mobile industry, the biggest in the world by market share. Some American companies are taking like the lead in the creating like environments where you can actually like buy and sell applications. What's the future of application platforms?
We are sort of increasingly moving towards sort of there being a solutions provider, integrating devices to sort of software and service applications. And the essence of this message is that we are sort of enriching people's lives by sort of enabling them to leverage their social location.
Okay.
That's what the Green Explorer is all about.
You have the basic information about the destination, public transportation, and recycling information and things like that.
So it's still a beta version, so we are in the very, very beginning of looking sort of how could we actually influence people's thinking.
And here we have, for example, the We Offset application, an application where you can actually offset the carbon emissions from the flights that you have taken.
I find it so interesting that you hear all this about carbon footprints now. Is that just something that's essential in the industry? It's for a business, or is it just because consumers are demanding it?
Well, energy efficiency means that you save costs. So naturally, from that perspective, whatever you can do to improve the energy efficiency, decrease the energy consumption in your operations or in your devices, it's a benefit for your business and it is a benefit for the customer.
Packaging is evolving really quickly,
yes.
Right?
Environmental innovations don't have to be technically complicated.
We have different kinds of slim packages. The letterbox ones, very smart, tiny packages, and of course all the packaging is 100% recyclable as well.
Just by minimizing our packaging over the past 2 years, we are shipping almost half of our production volume now
in this small size compact packaging. We've been able to take about 12,000 trucks off the road and save about 100,000 tons of paper and about 470 million euros. So that makes business sense, and that also ultimately is good for the consumer. But ultimately, we want all of our products to be sustainable. And of course, a part of that is that you take care of the end of the life cycle well, so that you do the utmost to get the old used devices back for recycling and then use the materials for new purposes. And at the moment, about 80% of the materials that a mobile device contains can be recycled and reused. And our challenge, of course, is to build consumer awareness and make it easy for consumers to bring back the old phones for recycling. Our position as a market leader, taking into account that there are about 1 billion people with Nokia phones out there, also give us an opportunity to really make a difference